Have you ever looked at a stock quote and just thought, what on earth am I looking at? With all those numbers and symbols and weird abbreviations, it can feel like you're trying to crack some kind of secret code. Well, in this explainer, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to crack it together. Yeah, I get it. It looks like total chaos, right? But believe it or not, behind that jumble of data is a really clear story. A story about a company's health and how it's doing in the market, like right now. Every single one of those numbers has a job to do. And I promise, by the end of the next few minutes, you'll know exactly what you're looking at. We're going to turn all that confusion into total clarity. So, you ready? Let's dive in. Okay, so the absolute best way to think about a stock quote is to see it as a company's real-time vitals chart. Seriously, just like a doctor checks a patient's heartbeat, their temperature, their blood pressure, a stock quote gives you the immediate financial health and activity of a company. So let's start with the most important vital sign of all, the price. You can think of this as the company's current heartbeat. It tells us exactly what the market thinks it's worth at this very second. But you might notice there isn't just one price. So what's up with that? Well, the last price is, you guessed it, the price of the most recent trade that actually happened. When you see a stock price flashing across a news ticker, this is almost always the number they're showing you. It's our most up-to-the-minute snapshot. Next, we've got the bid price. Imagine an auction. The bid price is the highest offer on the table right now from someone who wants to buy. It's the absolute most anyone out there is saying they'll pay for one share. And on the other side of that coin, you've got the ask price. This is basically the seller's price tag. It's the lowest price any current shareholder is willing to part with their share for. So you've got what buyers are offering and what sellers are asking. Now, that little gap between what buyers are willing to pay and what sellers are asking for, that's called the bid-ask spread. You can kind of think of it as the negotiation room. A really small spread, we're talking just a few cents, usually means that stock is super easy to buy and sell. Lots of action. But a wider spread might mean it's a little tougher to make a trade. And just to give you a little more context for what's happening, you'll also see the day range. That's the highest and lowest the stock has been all day in the previous close, which was the final price when the market closed yesterday. It's a super quick way to see if the stock is having a good day or a bad day. All right, let's move on to our next vital sign. Price tells us what the stock is worth, but volume tells us how much buzz or energy is swirling around it. It's all about the market's interest level. Volume is simply the total count of shares that have changed hands all day. If the volume is high, it means tons of people are buying and selling. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of interest. If the volume is low, well, things are pretty quiet on the trading front. And this is where volume becomes a really powerful clue. Let's say a stock usually trades about 1 million shares a day. But then you look today and the volume is already at 10 million. A huge spike like that tells you something big is going on. It could be a blockbuster earnings report, some game-changing news, whatever it is, it's got everyone's attention. Okay, so we've checked the company's immediate heartbeat with the price, and we've gauged its energy level with the volume. Now it's time to zoom out and look at the long-term health chart, the 52-week range. This gives us that crucial perspective on where today's numbers fit in the bigger picture. The 52-week high and low are exactly what they sound like. They show you the absolute highest and lowest prices the stock has hit over the last year. This is your reality check. It creates the boundaries of the stock's recent performance, so you don't overreact to a single day's ups and downs. So the real question becomes, where does today's price fall on that line? Is it trading up near its 52-week high? That could be a sign of some really strong momentum. Or is it hovering down near the low? That might mean the company is facing some headwinds. Or, for some investors, it could signal a potential bargain. So let's just pull this all together for a second. That chaotic screen of numbers we started with, it's not chaos anymore, is it? It's a clear story, a story about where a company stands in the market right now and how much interest investors have in it. And it's also a story about its performance over time. You're not just seeing random numbers anymore, you're actually reading a narrative. You've officially cracked the code. So, let's just nail down our vitals chart one last time. The price, that's the stock's current heartbeat. The volume, that's the energy level, all the interest from the market. And the 52-week range, that's the long-term health chart that gives you all that important context. See, the stock quote isn't some secret language anymore. It's a dashboard, and it gives you the power to check up on a company's health with just a quick glance. So the only question left is, now that you can read the chart, what story are you going to uncover first?